Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you all of the products that I'm currently panning. I'm going to cover everything: eyeshadows, makeup items. I think that's all. I was also going to say non-makeup items, but I think I'm currently not panning any non-makeup items, so everything today is makeup. So I'm going to go through it and I'm going to discuss everything that I'm panning. I'm going to go in project order rather than like category order, I think, and I'm going to cover everything that I'm panning. So if you want to see everything that I'm working on at the moment, just keep watching. But before I jump into that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So let's start with eyeshadows that is in my panels. Eyeshadows at the moment, I have these 5 palettes right here that I'm currently working on. We have the Red Dragon palette from Odin's Eye, we have the Soft Glam and the Jackie Aina palette from Anastasia. We have the Gold palette from Natasha Denona and the Book of Magic palette from Beauty Bay. So let me show in each palette what I'm working on. In the Odin's Eye palette, I'm working on the shade Yin right here. That's the first eyeshadow that I'm panning. Again, it's in my panels eyeshadows. In my Soft Glam, I am working on the shade Noir, which is the black right here. It's another one that I'm currently trying to hit pan on in my panels eyeshadows. I don't think I'm going to hit pan on that one though. I think it's more likely going to be a 20 uses and roll out, but I'm currently working on that too. Then we have the Jackie Aina palette, like I said, and the one I'm working on in here is the shade Sam, which is the shade right down here. So that is the next eyeshadow that I'm currently trying to hit pan on. We have the shade Kava from the Gold palette, which is this one up here. That is one of the newest roll-ins in the project. And I just realized I pulled out the wrong palette. I'm not working on the Book of Magic palette. I'm actually working on the Wilderness palette. And the shade I'm working from in here is the shade Twilight, which is this deep blue right there. So moving on to the next project, we have my palette. I'm currently working on a couple things in there. My main palette at the moment is the Gold Obsessions palette from Huda Beauty. And this one I'm trying to finish every single shade in. So this is what it currently looks like. Today I am wearing the shade here, like the mauve kind of shade, as well as the first shade in the palette, which is like a goldy pink shade. I'm wearing both of those today. But yeah, I'm panning this palette and I'm hoping to finish as much of it as possible this year. My previous main panel palette was my Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette, which I'm still trying to finish up a couple shades in. I have decluttered a lot of the shades, but you can see what I'm currently working on. So I'm trying to finish these as well, or use as much of them as possible. Then lastly, for Panda palette stuff, we have my Franken shadows. And these right here are the current Franken shadows that I'm working on. You can see the 7 right there. I'm covering a lot of things that I'm going to cover later, but I'm currently trying to work through these as well. Which are Frankens from the Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay palettes. And then on top of that, I also have one last Franken product, which is my Franken Bronze Ocean housing in my Charlotte Tilbury container. And this one looks like this. You can see I don't have much left of it, but again, it is a Franken product as a result of my palettes. Next up, we have my 2 Project Level Up palettes at the moment. Normally, I'm only working on one, but at the moment I had one shade left to work on in my level 1, so I just wanted to use that one. I think it was 17 more times, and that was my Natasha Denona Bieber palette. So the one and only shade I'm really truly panning in here at the moment is the shade Tone, which is this here, but I might use the rest of the palette as well, so that is the next shadow. And then the new Project Level Up palette that I rolled in is the Colourpop Aha Honey palette, which is like this, and I'm currently working on the whole thing. I need to use every single shade in here 2 times and hit the 2 pans, so I'm trying to work with this one as well. So sticking with the eyeshadows, I also have my Armageddon product pan. I'm working on a lot of eyeshadows, as you know, so that's why it's so many in here, and it's kind of nice for you to see all of them in one video as well, to actually see how much I'm panning. But for my Armageddon product pan, I have this palette right here full of singles, and the shadows look like this. So I'm currently trying to get 10 uses on all of the eyeshadows in here. And funnily enough, I actually used this palette today, and I used every single shadow in here to create this look. And I think apart from those 2 shadows I used in my Pana palette, I think that's all the eyeshadows that I'm wearing. So I'm wearing, yeah, all of these here on my look today. And I actually really like how it turned out. But yeah, those are the next shadows that I'm working on. Also, by the way, I'm not really covering anything in here that I've already hit my goal on because I don't want to spoil anything. So if I can avoid certain products, I am excluding them from this video. But the next project that I'm currently working through is my No Pan Left Behind, and I have 2 palettes left in there that I'm trying to use fully. And the first one is the Mini Biba palette, which looks like this. This one looks like this on the inside. It's used a mini palette 5 shades. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm trying to use this one, No Pan Left Behind. And then the second palette that I'm also trying to hit No Pan Left Behind on is this one here, which is Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction, which looks like this. So those two are two palettes that I'm currently also panning and using No Pan Left Behind. So those are the main eyeshadow projects that I'm currently working on. Is quite a lot. I have a couple more shadows popping up in different projects, but those are the main eyeshadow focused project pans. So let's move on to the next thing, which is my project Apocalypse, and I'm currently working on 5 lip products in there. The first one that I have is this one here, which I'm actually wearing today, mixed with the next one, which I'm going to talk about. And this is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Antwerp. So I'm working on this one. And mixed with it today, I have my Colourpop lipsticks in She Bad, which is one of the Matte X lipsticks. So that is the lip combination that I have on today. I'm also panning a NYX gloss. This is the Butter Gloss in the shade Apple Strudel, and I'm really, really close to using this one up. It might not look that empty, but I had basically fully emptied it. But then there was a little bit of product left at the bottom, which I kind of scraped up towards the side. So I'm trying to use that one up. And I'm trying to finish this one this month, but that is the next product. Then we also have my YSL lipstick in number 13, which is a bright red. So I'm trying to work through this one too. And then lastly, for lipsticks or lip products, and actually I think overall, we have this lipstick from Chanel, which is the shade Pimpante, which is more of a nude, kind of like a light nude peach, I would say. But those are the lipsticks that I'm currently trying to pan. So moving on to my rolling project pan, we have 2 blushes that I'm trying to finish. The first one is my Dior Rosy Glow blush, which has pretty decent pan, as you can see. I'm working my way through this one, and I'm really, really happy to see that this one is moving quite fast now. So that is the first blush, and then the second blush that I'm trying to finish is my Coralista blush, which again has pretty big pan. So I'm hoping to have both of these finished this year. I also have 2 highlighters. The first one is my Mary Luminizer, which is also very close to being finished. It had massive pan, but I recently repressed it, so it's just there in the middle. Well, that's the first highlighter. And then the second highlighter I'm trying to finish is my What's Up highlighter from Benefit, which is a cream highlighter. And this one I have a bit more left of, but it's this much left, as you can see. So like I mentioned, we do also have a couple of shadows that I'm currently panning in this project. The first one is this cream eyeshadow right here, which is a Depotter shadow from the Isadora, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like an all matte palette, which I've had for ages, and I'm trying to finish that one up. I'm also trying to finish this green eyeshadow right here, which I have repressed. I'm not going to tilt it too much because it is crumbling a little bit, but I'm trying to finish this one off too, which is very, very close to being done. And I'm hoping to have that one done this month. And then on top of that, I also have a potted shadow, or originally it was one of the Stila Glitter and Glows, but I have it potted in one of my Colourpop Super Shock shadow containers, and this is the shade Kitten Karma, which again is one of the Stila Glitter and Glows. In this project, I also have 2 foundations that I'm trying to finish. The first one is from XX Revolution, and this one looks like this. Looks like it's more full than it is, but it's kind of not settling fully. I think it is almost down to here now, which is really good. I mean, there is some on the sides too, but yeah, it's getting quite low. And then we also have the Garnier BB Cream in the shade Medium, which I'm trying to finish. Right now, I'm mixing these 2 in the look that I'm doing today. I'm also, by the way, wearing my Luminizer, and both of the blushes mixed. So yeah, I think that's mainly the things that I'm talking about recently that I'm also wearing today. Then the last thing from my rolling project pan, we have my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is the most recent roll-in together with the Stila Glitter and Glow. And this one looks like this, and I'm trying to finish this one off. And I'm also wearing this one today, by the way, as a base. So the very last product that I currently have going that I haven't mentioned yet is my deck of panning. And I have a couple of products left to talk about as well in there. The first one is another eyeshadow. It's the last eyeshadow that I have to talk about. And that is the shade Embellishment from Cleona. I'm trying to hit a 15 use goal on this one. And that is what this one looks like. And then I do also have 2 cream products. The first one is a cream blush. This is the LYS blush in the shade Confident, which looks like this. I used to have a usage goal on this one, but that's the next product. And then the very final product that I have that I'm currently panning is my Milk Makeup bronze stick, what's that called? Matte bronzer in the shade Baked, which looks like this. I'm also wearing this one today. But yeah, that is the last product. So that is basically everything that I'm currently planning. I do have a couple more things that are still in projects at the moment, but that I have hit my goal, which I don't want to show you in here because I don't want to spoil anything. But if you are keeping track of all my projects, you might already know a couple of things that I haven't mentioned that I have hit my goal on. But that, you guys, is it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you're planning down below, and let me know what the hardest thing you are planning at the moment is. And yeah, I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.